Today's practice is a mudra, Kechari Mudra. So Kechari is a mudra where we use the tongue as a lock. And what we do is we press the tongue, we flip it backwards, and I'll demonstrate that in a minute, and we put it at the back of the throat. So eventually the tongue will stretch, and it will keep going back. And what happens here is it touches different glands at the back of the throat. And these glands are for you to control your thirst, control your hunger. They're also great for balancing hormones in the body. But ultimately, as you do this practice more and more, what we use it for is rising the kundalini in the body, so kundalini shakti. So at different levels, on the physical level it has one aspect of healing, and then on the mental aspect it keeps you calm, and on the spiritual aspect it helps to raise kundalini energy. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to get the tongue and you're going to roll it. When the tongue is like this, you're going to roll it backwards so it goes right to the back of the throat. And then you're going to start to engage ujjayi breath. So the ujjayi breath is when we constrict the throat a little bit and we start to breathe. It's that kind of hoarse voice that we create. So the tongue is out like this, and you take it and you go backwards and you touch the back of the throat at the top of the palate and you press the tongue there. And eventually the bottom of the tongue releases more and more, and you can do this for longer periods at a time. And at the beginning it's a little bit awkward if you just started the practice. And it's really on the physical level healing to the body because you balance the hormones, and it's a great way of stopping yourself being thirsty or eating too much. And at the same time, on a mental level, it helps with calmness of the mind, and on a spiritual level, it's going to help you with the rising of Kundalini Shakti. So the practice is going to be taking the tongue all the way to the back, and then what you're going to do is engage in ujjayi breath. And ujjayi breath is when you constrict the throat and you hold the throat a little bit, so it's almost like the throat is like that, and you slowly constrict it a little bit, and all the air starts to make that raspy sound a little bit. It's not very audible to other people, but you can feel it. And then the tongue is at the back, and you're doing the ujjayi breath, and the breath is going in and out slowly through the nostrils. So it's very difficult to see this, obviously, because you can't see inside the mouth, but you should be able to feel it. So I'll take you through the practice. So sit up tall, engage in the mudra, so bring the finger, the index finger and the thumb together, either turn them downwards or upwards. And close the eyes. Start to inhale, exhale. And bring the tongue, slowly curl it backwards so it goes to the back of the throat. You close the mouth, and you constrict the throat, and you start doing ujjayi breath. Breathing in and out, doing ujjayi breath. At the same time, the tip of the tongue is pointed backwards at the top of the palate, at the back of the throat. Inhaling, exhaling, making the exhale and the inhales really long as you can. Keep breathing, inhale, exhale long. Keep stretching the tongue towards the back of the throat at the top, pressing into the top palate. Keep breathing. Release the tongue. Relax the breath. Just close your eyes or keep the eyes closed for a moment. Bring the breath back to normal. Just watch the effects of the breathing. And you can open the eyes. So you can do this breathing 2 or 3 times, or do it consecutively for 5 to 10 minutes. You'll get used to it eventually. The tongue won't hurt as much as it does probably right now. It takes a little bit of practice, but this is an amazing yogic practice that you'll want to add to your repertoire of practices. You can always switch out practices, but do them at least once or every other day so you don't lose the practice itself. Namaste.